friends, and welcome to today's episode of Adventures with Bucky and Charlie. Today we are off to Little Bow again to do some camping and to do some paddle boarding and have fun on the lake. So I'm really glad that you're able to join us, and hopefully this will be a really fun little adventure. So thanks for tagging along. Hey friends, I think this is going to be one of those videos where you just think to yourself, oh my goodness, why do people go camping? So a few things that happened here. We went to Little Bow Resort, as I mentioned earlier, and one of the really cool things about this is that because it's on the property where my family members live, it's kind of, there's only a few campsites there, and it's pretty nice to be a little bit more alone. Now, the only difficulty is, even though these are really nice campsites, I mean, they're pretty good, they are really set up for RV camping. And so it's something where there's a great parking pad, there's a lot of area for people to park, so that's a really good thing. It's not really set up for tent camping, and it is actually on the top of a hill in a very windy area. So as you can see in this video, it's really windy. It's kind of not ideal for tent camping because of the wind, and because Charlie was a little bit overtired or overstimulated, more likely. It was really challenging to get this set up. So starting right off, of course, I laid everything out, got it all ready. I got out the pegs and threw them on top because I knew, or the poles, sorry, and put them on top of the tent because I knew that the tent was going to start blowing away with the amount of wind that we were having. I was really hoping that the wind would die down as I was putting up the tent. You can see I moved Charlie from being connected in the back of the vehicle to being connected to the door. Again, I was really hoping with that he wouldn't, that the connector that I have wouldn't scratch the door handle. But you know what? It worked out pretty well to keep him out of the way, but still allow him to see me. As I was starting to set up the top of the tent because of the wind and, making sure he was taken care of and everything else, I actually put the first pole in fine and then the second pole in the wrong way, and so I ended up having to take that out and move it, and that was a bit of a fun moment of trying to figure that out. And things were not connecting, and it just wasn't quite working, and it got to be a little bit of a challenge. Of course, Charlie was barking the entire time that I was trying to set up the tent, which, if you're dealing with a lot of wind and a dog barking and you're trying to set things up by yourself and get it all figured out, sometimes it's a bit much, right? And so, it was something that I was trying to be patient and just have fun with it and enjoy my time. But man, it got a little challenging at times. So you can see here I got to a place where, the poles all started going in just fine for the top, and the top came together and I was able to put all of the poles in, get that ready and set up and settled. And so then it was just moving on to those side poles. Now again, did I mention it was windy? It was windy, and that was not ideal because the wind just kind of picked up the tent like a kite, and it was really hard. Every time I tried to put another pole in, part of the tent would start to blow away, and then that was really difficult. Same thing, because it was blowing and spinning, the tent poles I put in the wrong spots initially, and I had to change that first pole and put it into the correct spot. So that was also something that was a little bit challenging. Because of the wind, it was not cooperating with me. And then on top of that, you can see Charlie's jumping on top of the tent. Super exciting. So that was hard to keep him entertained while I was setting up the tent. As I was putting in these poles too, because it was so windy, I basically had to hold on to the tent somewhere at almost every point. And, at least be holding it somewhere to make sure that it wouldn't blow away. At this point is where you can see the tent decided it wanted to go for a walk. I was pretty worried here actually, because all the buckles and all of the poles and everything were hitting my car pretty hard, and I was worried that Bucky would get damaged and I would have to have some vehicle repairs, and I really didn't want that to happen. So I was trying to be quick about this and trying to get everything in order. But again, as I was putting those poles in, because I had to hold on to the tent, at one point I actually took one of the poles and I just kind of shoved it into my armpit so I could hold it while I was holding something else. You can't really see here, but I am actually using like a lot of strength just to hold things in place so that it won't fly away. But yes, when I shoved that pole into my arm to kind of hold it, I ended up injuring myself quite a bit. And you'll probably see that later. Actually, it shows up in the video. It's really hard to miss. At this point, I think I'm contemplating my life and thinking, do I call for help or do I just keep trying? I decided to keep trying because why not? I had a moment though. I will admit, this was getting really frustrating at this point. I was exhausted. I had already worked that day, and this was after work. It's a 2-hour drive, so it's already getting kind of late. I was tired. I just wanted to be able to have everything set up and chill for the evening. The whole process of setting up my tent took over half an hour. Normally it takes about 10-15 minutes, if that, and so it was getting frustrating. And moments like this where I'm just holding the whole thing down so that it doesn't blow away. Not fun. So yeah, then I had the tent pegs out and I was getting them ready to put in the ground, and the ground was rock hard and there was no way I was getting that in on my own. So I kept trying to pound it in with my hand. Eventually I tried to pound it in with my feet. None of that was working. I got to the place here where I realized that I was doing myself more damage than good. Charlie was getting super frustrated because he's not used to this. And of course, because he's so restless and running around and freaking out all around us, it's not grass. It's a whole bunch of green plants that are covered in burrs. So he's getting covered in burrs. And yeah, I really can see this was one of those camping experiences where I thought to myself, I understand why people don't like camping. This is getting really, really challenging. And so as you can see here, I made a quick call to my aunt. She thankfully lives in the community and was already helping me with a few other things earlier. And so she came out to help me out with my tent, and it was the best thing ever. I'm just so grateful that she was able to come do that and that she was there. I'm pretty sure at this point I was about to, if I didn't have anyone around, I probably would have stood there for another 5 minutes, hoping that the wind died down, and then taken the tent down and just slept in my car. in the front seat somewhere, in the hopes that Charlie survived a night in his kennel in the car with me in the front seat. Thankfully, it did not come to that. I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, it was just really windy and really quite frightening. It ended up being really windy all weekend, and there were actually moments where, thankfully, I borrowed a vehicle, so I didn't have to detach the tent from my car at all during the weekend, which was good, because I think that the vehicle was the only thing keeping my tent on the ground. Even though I filled it with, buckets and camping gear and anything I could to weigh it down, it's still, I would come back at the end of the day and several of the tent pegs would be out and everything was pushed to the middle because the whole tent was flapping so much, and it was just, it was quite hilarious actually. So thankfully it did not stop us from camping. So I appreciate, as you can see here, my aunt showed up. I really appreciate that she came. I really don't know what I would have done without her. So it was really nice that she was able to be there. I was pretty close to tears at this point, but really, really glad that she was there. I was able to finally get the tent peg hammer out of the vehicle. I couldn't do that earlier by myself, but while she held the tent, I could do that. So she stayed and helped until everything was set up as far as being clipped to the car. I did move the car closer instead of moving the tent towards the car, which I normally would do. Yeah, she helped me with all of that. Unfortunately, the video ended up not staying cut out. The battery died, I think. So pretty sure that's what happened. But yeah, it's definitely an adventure, and it's one of those things that if you want to see more adventures where things go wrong, definitely follow and subscribe, because that's kind of who I am. I go on adventures and things go wrong, and I don't mind. It's fun. It's all a story that you can tell later. You know what? It's way more interesting this way. What do you tell people when you can set up your tent easily and everything goes well? You just tell them, yeah, I went camping. It was fun. This way, there's way better stories to tell. So I hope you enjoy this video. It's really beautiful. Despite the fact that the wind almost killed us earlier. Charlie, what are you doing, bud? Digging a hole. That's fine, as long as it gets the burrs off of you. Hey friends, so, as you may have seen in the video, there were some mishaps with putting up the tent. The wind was way more than I was anticipating on my own. It was really hard to do. I think it would have been possible eventually, but it was just so hard, and since I had family nearby, I thought I'll just phone and ask for help after struggling for so long. So thankfully I was able to get help, which was really nice. Thank you, Auntie Audrey, for helping me. So then as I was setting up the inside, because Charlie had been so stressed while I was setting up and was barking the entire time, I thought I can't go outside to blow up the mattresses, even though that's the easiest way to do it. So I crawled in the back of my vehicle so that he could still see me from the tent. And I blew up the mattress sideways, because it comes in two sides. So I blew up one side sideways. The other side I went to blow it up, and I realized I can't really do that unless I'm either sitting on it while it's blowing up, which isn't going to work, or if I prop it up crooked. So I did that. But I forgot how big the mattress is, and as it blew up, it trapped me underneath it, and I ended up getting stuck under the mattress and having to like squirm my way out from under the blown up mattress, which was pinning me in. So that was hilarious. I'm sorry I didn't film it for you guys. It's been a bit of a chaotic evening, so I didn't feel like filming anything else, but it was quite funny. So I'm still working on getting everything ready, but hopefully you can see here the bed is mostly made, and we're getting ready to go to bed pretty soon. I think I should put some lights up. Maybe that'll make it feel a little bit less chaotic, and then it'll be time for bed. Well, it might have been a crazy windy night last night. And then, of course, at about, what do you think, Charlie? 3 o'clock, the coyotes were howling. Charlie was barking. Got a little bit crazy, but I mean, come on. Look at this. It's just beautiful. Hey, Charlie, what do you think? Charlie! Charlie, you're covered in burrs. See? Don't dig a hole. No, Charlie, that's already big enough. Unless you're finding treasure, I don't want a hole. Oh, you ridiculous pup. Charlie, what do you think? What do you think about camping? He's not so sure, but what he is sure about is that it's kind of fun that no one is in the campsite. These trailers are empty. There's no one there. Look at that, it's beautiful. And here is our tent. Look at this beautiful campsite. Charlie, come! Uh-oh, we've never done an off-leash like this before. Charlie, come! Yes, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good Charlie. Yeah, good boy. Okay. I don't have any more. You're going to be so covered in burrs. That's okay. You're getting groomed in just a couple days. Oh, I'm too tired to keep my fingers out of the frame. Charlie, what did you find? Charlie! Charlie found a ball of tape that he's been playing with. And since there's no one here, and he has pretty good recall, pretty good, hopefully it's not too bad, and there's no wild animals other than rabbits, nothing that can hurt him, I'm just going to let him do his thing. He'll just be covered in burrs, but he is anyway, so whatever.
Our neighbor, when they're here,
Mm-hmm.
they're up early Saturday.
All right, Charlie, what do you think? What do you think of the waves, buddy? Not so sure? They're gonna get you.
Oh my gosh.
Charlie, come on. What do you think of the water here? See? It's just coming, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Charlie, come here, bud. Wow. It's so many waves. incredible, like up against the trees and stuff, to see the waves that way. I dropped you.
Oh, wow.
I know. I just noticed him come by. It's okay, he won't go far. Ah. We're walking to the boat launch because it's just a beautiful area with a little less sand. The wind has sort of died down, so there's not as many white caps on the water, which is nice. But yeah, I wanted to go near the water where there's no sand, so boat launch it is. There's not many people here, so hopefully it'll be nice. Charlie, should we go on the dock? Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You've done it before when you were little. Charlie! Come on, bud. You got this. You got this. Yes, good boy, good boy. Come. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. See, you're fine. Just don't go in the water, okay? Yeah. Good job, bud. Yeah. I know, it feels weird, but we won't go far on the dock. Okay? Let's go a little way out. You're good. You're good. It's really beautiful. Hey, bud? What do you think? Yeah? Yeah. All right. Well, Charlie, we're at the water. Come on, bud. Come check out the water. It's a little safer here, isn't it? Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Right? Yeah, that's better. The water isn't chasing you this time? You're done with it already? You're supposed to like water, Charlie. Part of your rules. Came in your rule book. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Good job, bud. Good job. Yeah. I think if we had more time at the lake, you would like it a lot more. For our evening activity, Charlie is eating his bully stick today, which is just fine. The tent is flapping because the wind completely died down, and of course, as soon as I got back to the tent, it got bad again. But our view is fairly awesome. So I'm happy. It looks great. Amazingly enough, all four corners of the tent were still pegged. All of the other pegs had blown out or had pulled out, but the corners stayed. So that was awesome. Yeah. Otherwise, my tent probably would not be here. Although it was connected to the car, so maybe it would be. Who knows? Charlie, is it windy? Is it windy, buddy? Hey, Charlie, How do you feel about the wind? Oh my goodness, his hair is so funny. Yeah, you're only eating sticks, right? No foxtails? Ugh, the foxtails are horrible. Look at, you can see the silver of his fur underneath the brown because of the wind. Oh, it's so funny. When the wind hits this dog, I just think it's absolutely hilarious. He just looks so funny with his hair all flying everywhere. His hair is far too long. Charlie, is your hair too long? Yeah, it's just a hair too long. And of course there's no wind at this exact moment, so no one gets to see how funny you look. Community. Really nice area. It just happens to be extremely windy. What are you doing? Ow. Yeah, I know. See, we've got this lovely tent out here and a crazy dog in here that you can't see because it's too dark. Ow. Ow, you alligator dog.